What's a common blind spot that people who are into privacy often have?
I guess on my end, I would say like not being able to differentiate between like a project and a company. And the reason why I call that a blind spot is because, and again, like I'm using project and company like very loosely here because you can be a like what I consider a project that's still incorporated.
Hmm.
And to some extent, like Techlore is kind of a project. Like if I disappear, it just goes away for the most part. And if I'm trying to select software that I'm planning to use for the next 5 years, I need to factor that into my consideration. I think it's really easy for people to find something that hits all their checklist things that they're looking for, but it's brand new. It's only been developed for a couple of months. It has no business model. It's just being developed by someone in their free time. And then they move over to this, they dedicate everything to it, and then in 6 months, it shuts down. This happens all the time in the privacy world. There's tons of these little projects that spring up everywhere, and then they just don't exist in 6 months. And so I'd say that's actually probably the biggest blind spot for me. It's not actually like you know, this is where people are going to lose all their privacy and security gotcha blind spot. It's more of a when you're moving to privacy and security tools, think about the long-term sustainability of what you're choosing. And if you're fine with something only lasting another 6 months because it's that good, then great. Just like keep it in the back of your mind because it happens a lot. Even for services that seem more established, like Templar, who just disappear off the face of the earth and you're never going to get your emails back.
It's a good question, and it's a little difficult because, like, as somebody into privacy, it's very possible that I have some of these blind spots and maybe I'm not aware of them. But there are things that I see a lot that are very difficult to explain to people. Like the biggest thing that I'm thinking of is like just the concept that there isn't a one size fits all solution to privacy. And when you kind of say it like that, it seems like that should be obvious, but a lot of people want um, like these tools to work for every single person on Earth. And like if we could just have one solution and tell everyone to use it, that would be great. But in reality, there's a lot of different like situations that people are in where different tools are going to make the most sense for them, and it might not match like your personal privacy experience. Everybody who is trying to improve their privacy and their personal security um, is going to take a different path, and it might not match yours. And I think that a lot of people who go down this privacy journey only see that all of the decisions that they made to get to where they are, and they are kind of blind to all of the decisions that could have been made that would lead them to choose different tools that a lot of other people are choosing to use. Like, it's just it's there's no perfect solution for everybody, and it's the reason why like the Techlore resources page has so many different solutions in all these different categories and stuff like that. It's because things work better or worse for different people. um, and it just feels like a lot of people don't want to accept that their solution is not the only solution, right?
Right. And that's why like you can't like the Tekla resources, like at any point in time in the desktop browsers category, there might be 5 listed browsers. I might just be using 2 of them. Just because I'm not
Right.
using the other 3 doesn't mean they're not suggestions that I think that some people could utilize and benefit from. But even on like my friend, even though it's my website, I'm not using every little thing on the website. Like I'm selecting what works best for me at any given time. So yeah, I really wish that more people like kind of got that in their heads that like you're right, like there is no perfect solution for everybody. That was kind of the whole reason I made that browser video recently. It's
Hmm.
just like, hey, because a lot of people don't. And this is kind of the other maybe this is quite literally a blind spot. A lot of people enter privacy and they're blind to what will happen in the next couple years. They don't see what the journey looks like. And so I think that is a lot of people's idea. There is very much okay, I just learned about privacy and now I want to be private. What do I download to be private? Because it's
Hmm.
just obviously something you download and it's a toggle. It's a lot more nuanced and complicated than that, but people think it's just oh, I didn't know Chrome was not private, so what do I use to be private? And I think those videos are super important where I share my journey and I share what it really looks like. Here's what it looks like. It's you try something out, you realize it's too extreme, it's perfect for you and you got lucky on the first time. Maybe you find out it's not extreme enough and it doesn't actually have as many protections as you wanted. And so you're just making adjustments. You're modifying your workflow over the course of years. You're switching browsers, you're switching things, and you're seeing how it interacts with the rest of your life, because your whole life doesn't need to revolve around privacy and security. You're trying to just slowly fit this in and make progress there. It's like your health. Like, are you eating the same thing that you've been eating every day for the last 3 years? No, like your health evolves, like your understanding of your health evolves, what you do in your life, your exercise program, the food you eat, like it's all changing. And it's just kind of something that you take care of throughout the day. It's not your main focus of the day. For most people, they're not just thinking, how do I be as healthy as I can every minute of the day? It's just something that they're consistently trying to make improvements to. And that's how I would look at privacy.